Welcome to our channel. I'm Jerry from Bigelow Woodcraft, and
I'm Jill.
And we are out at the Cool Bowl Nature Preserve, which is about 1.5 miles down from our property. And we're going to do that same hike that you saw me do after 6 weeks. Today is the 12-week anniversary of my knee replacement, and I thought I'd give you guys an update. So we're going to hike about 5 or 6 miles today, somewhere around there. And when we get back, we're going to have a big, awesome picnic. It's the evening time right now. It's almost 5 o'clock. So we got a couple hours before the sun goes down. It's getting dark around 8 o'clock. So I've had a lot of requests for this video, and we're going to talk about it more about my knee as we go through the video. So stay tuned. We have a little grade here. At about week 12, you should be getting back into your activities, whatever sports you were playing. If you're a pickleball player, racquetball player, bowler, golfer, something along the lines of that, you could be starting to get into those a little bit more, according to the doctors and the PT. So hopefully you're feeling better if you're this far along and what you can expect. I don't know why I healed so fast. I had a pretty regiment system that I was using. So I was taking protein every day. I was exercising 3 or 4 times a day, before and after. I was walking every single day. Within the first week, I was trying to get miles in, literally. Right. It hurts, guys. I know it does hurt, but get moving. So 12 weeks, this is where we're at. I'm going to let my wife take the camera, and that way you can see my gait. If you just got your surgery, probably weeks 1 through 3, you're going to feel a big rubber band. It's going to feel like around your knee. Yeah, you're going to be in a little bit of pain. In fact, it's going to hurt like hell at times. But you need to be moving it. That's what it's going to feel like, a big rubber band around it. We've mentioned that big rubber band. Let's talk about the pain you're going to experience. Most of the pain you're going to experience is from the tourniquet. At least that was my reality. And I had a massage gun, and I worked that continuously, that tourniquet area. It's not that bad. It feels like baseballs hit you in the thigh. Maybe one on the side, one in front, one on the other side, but it's really not that bad. The surgical site, not a problem at all. Absolutely no pain was in my knee. Sure, the skin stung and stuff like that, and there was some aches and pains in the muscles, but the joint itself was pretty solid. Me, I didn't need any of the Oxycontin. I only took extra strength Tylenol for about the first 2 weeks. One of the important things to have is yourself a support system. One of you messaged me last week about not having a support system, not having a wife or somebody to help you. That's going to make it a lot harder. So hopefully you can find somebody to help you out. As a caregiver, for me, what do you think was the biggest hurdle, the biggest challenge for you doing this?
Actually, before the surgery was the hardest, just getting you ready for it and mentally. But then afterwards, you were a great patient.
So as I rudely cut you off, and that's how we do it on this channel, you mentioned the biggest challenge was my anxiety going into the
Yes.
into the elaborate a little bit. What do you mean?
So you had a lot, you were doubting yourself, you were second guessing yourself, whether you should have it, you couldn't sleep. That was the hardest part. I think that was stressful on me with you not being able to sleep. And then once you had the surgery, you were a whole new person. You were very glad you did it. And then you worked even harder to recover. So I think that helped you with your speedy recovery. You worked hard, you set your bar high to keep reaching it. And then just the massages, giving you massages a lot got to be sometimes tiring for me, but I enjoyed it. But just it felt good, so you kept wanting
more
longer massages.
Well,
but that was
let's
fun.
elaborate on that a little bit. Every day, I'm not joking. I mentioned this in some of my other videos. She would give me a half hour to 45-minute massage. My foot would be up on the wedge. I'd have the lazy boy, then some pillows, then my foot up on a wedge. So I had that foot almost vertical, straight up. And she was doing massage, pushing the fluid from my calf back out. So I never really swelled that much. I didn't think I swelled that much. The doctor didn't think I was really swelling up at all. And I was moving really soon. I mean, I got after it. Like I said, within the first week, I was walking miles a day.
Yeah. And you made sure you did your flexion exercises because they said more important than just the walking.
Exactly. And you're right. Probably the biggest thing is getting that knee to bend. I'm well over 130 degrees. I'm right back to where I was. I can almost get my heel to my butt now. You know, and I mentioned in the comments to you guys all the time, stay positive. You've got this. I think that was the first week before. I wasn't real positive.
No, you weren't.
I was a little pistol. I wasn't happy. Like I said, she said, I didn't sleep. My sleep protocol, some of you have messaged me about it. I wasn't allowed to use my sleep protocol prior to my surgery for about a week or so before. As soon as the surgery was done, boom, I had no problems though. Right back on my sleep protocol, and I was sleeping daily. And I believe the sleep is probably the number one thing you can do besides staying positive. Stay positive. Yeah, you're going to have setbacks. After week 1, I think it was day 9, I hurt my knee. If you recall, I was walking with my daughter-in-law, and I tripped over a vine, like a root that went across the road. And it was one of our trails. It was a clear trail like this, and it snagged my foot. And it didn't come, and something popped in there, and it hurt like hell. And it was about 3 or 4 days that it was achy. It hurt. I lost some range of motion, but I don't know if that was scar tissue, because when I came out of that, I had a lot better flexion again. And I had 2 or 3 of those episodes where I'd feel something pop in there. So maybe we're breaking scar tissue down. I don't know. But stay positive, stay focused, and make sure you're doing your PT, because my doctor said I could pretty much walk all I wanted. Just make sure I wasn't swelling up, and we never swelled up. So, all right, guys, we'll talk a little bit about scar manipulation at the next rest area. This pond we're sitting behind is full of red-winged blackbirds today. And this is a man-made pond. This is about 1.5 miles from our house. We probably 2 miles, maybe 1.5 miles into the hike so far. We probably have 3 or 4 more miles to go. But it's a man-made pond, and I don't know when it was made. It's probably several hundred yards long, but the water part of it's probably only 100 yards long. What's the date today? Like May 7th?
It is May 9th.
May 9th, yes.
Nope. It's Wednesday, May 8th. Wednesday, May 8th.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at this pond. We got some wood duck houses out there, and probably the red-winged blackbirds have taken them over. Is it cold?
Don't push me in. Oh, it's nice, actually.
It's pretty shallow.
It's cool, but it's not cold.
Oh, you see the wood duck house?
Yeah, I just
right out there.
Just saw a red-winged blackbird.
Yeah, all the black, any birds that black around here is a red-winged blackbird.
There's one up in that tree.
Yep. That's their call. Here comes a...
Is that a duck? That's a duck. I think.
I don't know what it is. So after 2 weeks, you'll probably get your staples or stitches out, or have your bandage removed, or your PT may have already done it, or your doctor may have already done it. Then usually you're gonna have to wait about another week before you can completely submerge it. And then once you're about your 3 week period, you're gonna start doing scar tissue manipulation. I believe it's really important. And all you're gonna do is work that scar with the tips of your fingers. It doesn't hurt, it's not painful, but you can feel the skin is really tight. So now I'm walking up a pretty big grade here. Sorry, I just got off track. And you can see how I'm walking after 12 weeks. But you'll be manipulating that scar tissue. And I think that just loosens everything up. You think I'm ready for the second one?
Yeah.
Actually, my right knee is better than my left was. Now, a little back history of me. I've had both my hips done and now my left knee. And my right knee has the same amount of miles as both of those, but it's not continuously bone on bone. Meaning when I stand up, I actually have a little thin spot of opening still. When I bend my knee, as soon as I get to about 10 degrees of flexion, it's back to bone on bone. So it's not going to be long, but you know, you'll see my x-ray. I'll have the x-ray pictures in here. My left knee, if you're getting yours done, it looks just like yours. We all have the same knee. They're not going to do a knee that's not ready for it. Now, what's the difference between a partial and a full knee replacement? A partial, when you get a full knee replacement, there's 3 areas that they're looking at: lateral, medial, and the kneecap. Those compartments all get damaged. You're going to need full knee replacement. If you only have one compartment damaged, you might get away with a partial knee replacement. But I wasn't a candidate for that. All right, we're going to head up to this prairie right now. We'll have to hike through that here in a minute. This is a really cool prairie. And I think, what's the Tunnel of Pines it's called?
Cathedral of Pines.
Cathedral of Pines. So we're heading that way. You know, we were talking about elevating your leg, you know, and getting it high and all the massage. Another thing, though, is ice. Ice is very important. Not necessarily for the swelling. There's a lot of studies that are coming out that when you use ice, it only goes in superficial. It's only a very little that it's going into. But I used it for the pain management. You know, I did not like the Oxycontin. I also used, it was called the cryo cuff, and I used that, and that worked really good. And you can get those on Amazon. It's a continuous water pump that's pumping water around your knee. Get one of those if you get into surgery. I highly recommend it. My brand was called a cryo cuff. It was my brother-in-law's. I would definitely get one of those. And something else I did, a lot of people think it's controversial. I don't see it that way, and I often do it this way. When I'd pull a muscle, yeah, ice feels good to take away the pain. But after a couple of days, you're in the healing phase. I used heat a lot, especially on the tourniquet area, just to loosen up the muscles. And my calf, I used heat, I think from about day 3 and day 4. Well, I did talk to the PT, so it was after day 5. Day 5 was when I started PT. And he said, no problem at all. Just don't put it on the top part of the knee where the surgery was. So I put it underneath, and where I felt most of the pain, other than where the tourniquet was, the pain that, if I did have pain, was in the top of my calf. And so I had the heat on the back of that, and I used that massage gun a lot on the back of my knee and the back of top part of my calf. So white pines are the native tree in Michigan, are the state tree. This one's completely dead. All white pine. Now something interesting, so this white pine, you'll see white pines that get very tall and then they split off into many limbs. That's because of a beetle called the pine weevil, the white pine weevil. And what it does when the white pine is young, let's see if we can find a white pine that's young. So we're amongst all these white pines, these little baby white pines, these volunteers. And what happens, the white pine weevil will bite and eat the top off of this. And then that will send up a couple of shoots. And that's what causes the trees, the white pine trees, not to grow tall, but to branch off after about 10 feet. Whoa.
Good job.
The log I'm standing on is bridging the Cool Bowl Creek. This is a tributary of the Bigelow, which is a tributary of the big Muskegon River that flows into Lake Michigan. So all this water is going to end up in Lake Michigan. And a cool fact about this creek and the Bigelow Creek is the steelhead and salmon actually come up this little stream, which is 8 feet wide and a foot deep right here, maybe not even that. Really cool little stream. Big root ball right there. Oh, we had a couple of them go down here. Natural bridges. My shoelace is untied, so don't screw this up, Jerry. One of the things I'm working on right now is kneeling on my knees. Some doctors say don't. My doctor says no problem at all. And if I ever want to be able to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu again, I'm going to have to kneel. So I'll show you what I mean. Just kneel with all your weight on it. Now that's not bad, but it was about a month ago when I was practicing it, and I hurt my knee a little bit. I felt it took a while to get out of it. Boy, there's a big swarm of gnats right around me here. So I'll show you getting up. Let's show you what the good knee. I guess that was the new knee, which is now the good knee. All right, let's carry on. Well, we made it to the end of the park, the end of Cool Bowl Park. And now we got to cut over to the North Country Hike Trail. Ronald Cap Memorial Preserve. Sorry about the sun behind you blasting you out. All right, last time I came through here, there was a bunch of down trees, and there's still a bunch of down trees. This is an old forest road. Nobody goes down it anymore. There's some properties back here, but most of it's been taken over by the U.S. Forest Service. What'd you find back there?
What?
What took you so long? I didn't know if you found something or checking out some plants.
Lots of pretty things to see.
Yeah, it's too bad this road isn't cleaned up.
Lots of obstacles right there.
How many miles have you done?
There is a North Country Trail Hike Challenge that people sign up for.
Say that again?
There's a North Country Trail Hike Challenge that people sign up for.
How does that work?
You go online, and I think you get a patch for every 100 miles or something like that. So, but there's all different kinds of, I have
seen
challenges.
People say, yes, I earned my patch on the North Country Trail today.
Right.
We actually have some friends that have hiked past our house and didn't even know we lived there.
Right.
This actually goes right past our property, literally 50 yards from our property.
Yeah, it's a beautiful trail.
It is. All right, over to the creek. Going downhill. What could be down here?
One of my favorite spots, maybe.
And the name of that stream is?
That's Bigelow. Bigelow Creek.
Bigelow Creek.
Yep.
AKA Bigelow Woodcraft.
Is that skunk cabbage?
Yes.
Your mom. I always think of your mom.
It smells just like skunk if you break it. And here's a nice bridge they built over the Bigelow Stream, Bigelow Creek. Wow, this is really neat. Now this here is the Bigelow Stream or Bigelow Creek. I'm going to say this is probably 30 to 35 foot across right here and 2 to 3 foot deep. Here it's a sandy bottom, but in some places it's really gravelly. We have in this creek, we have brown trout, rainbow trout, brook trout, steelhead, salmon, believe it or not. Those steelhead and salmon come up, you know, in the fall and spring. The brook trout are in here continuously. And there's a few other species like chubs and stuff like that in here. So it's a neat river. We actually take the kids down to the river to wade in it. It's actually a nice, cool river. And then this too dumps into the Muskegon River. And just downstream from here is where we showed you that Colbo dumps into. So.
Yeah. And I snowshoed out here this winter, ran into a man taking care of the trail, and he was in his 70s, and he actually put this bridge in.
Wonder how long ago that was.
I think we were thinking maybe 15 years ago.
10, 15 years ago.
He was in his 50s maybe when he did it.
What they did is rerouted the trail. The trail used to go north of here into the property. Now they have it coming down and up to this place. So a lot of people walk this. So onwards. We're almost home. You see where Jill's at? Our house is directly south of here, a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, somewhere right around there. So we're almost home. Unfortunately, there's no trails through here, so we just bushwhack our way through here. Oh, that's a heck of a pine. That white pine is probably 4 foot in diameter, 48 inches, 50 inches. And white pine has a growth factor of 5. Meaning every inch is approximately 5 years it averages out to be. So that's an old tree. That's a 200-year-old tree, possibly. We have a whole group of them here. Go stand up to that one up here, hon.
Yeah, I saw that one over there too.
Here's another big one. So we'll have Jill stand up to this one. Then we're going to show you this giant root ball. I know some of you have seen this already, and if you watched week 6, you're going to see this root ball. But it's well worth showing again. Because, one, I didn't have a mic last time. This one might even be bigger. Yeah, that's a big tree. And there's another one next to her there, and another one. These survive. That is really cool.
This one's smaller.
Yeah, that's 2 foot, 100 years old. Here's a couple more big ones. Wow, this is really neat. So when you get your new knee, use it. You're not to be babying it, folks. Yeah, it hurts. But the more you use it, the better it's gonna feel. Now we're gonna walk down to this very big root ball. It might be one of the biggest root balls I've ever seen, but we're still passing a bunch of big trees. And this root ball is one of these giant white pines that tipped over. Look at the size of this tree. Wow. We're going down there.
You're going that way?
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if this does it justice. But this thing is 16 to 20 foot tall. And this is the center of the tree right here. And probably 15 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot wide. This is as big as our side of our garage. This thing's huge. All right, I'm gonna head this way and try to find a drier spot. That's steep. Ooh, I'm up. Hopefully we're in frame here. This stupid camera, the screen's broken on the other side. The lens is cracked, so I can't use that side. But we got about 200 yards to go across the meadow here to our house. And I think what we're gonna do is we're going to jump on the quads and head out to our cabin and maybe grill. Hamburgers?
Hamburgers or brats?
Hamburgers.
Okay, hamburgers it is. House is straight ahead.
How was the walk?
It was great.
So here's another one of these big prairies in front of our house.
And some cactus.
Oh yeah, let's show them one of those. Yeah, here's
some.
You know, we mentioned these cacti around here. It's crazy. We have a lot of it too. We have a big plant in our yard. There's more of it. So this is tough on my dog. We think every now and then she gets some. Oh, here's a big flock of, look at them all over here.
Yep, they have the yellow rose of Texas on the 4th of July usually.
Look at this set. We find cactus, but we can't find morels. What the heck?
More up there too.
Neat. They sure do blend in. That's a weird looking chipmunk. So it was a nice walk. We had a good time and we talked about a lot. And one of the things I wanted to show you was the scar and talk about the size of your knee. Your knee's really going to be bigger compared to your other one. The only really swelling I had was around my knee. It was kind of bulbous, they'd call it. But now most of it's gone. I pretty much have everything on my left knee as I have on my right knee. But the scar is pretty minimal. And you remember me talking about scar manipulation. All it is doing stuff like this. Just moving your scar around, because you'll find it's real tight and it's like adhered down below to the fascia. So you're just stretching it out and it does feel good when you do that. So I'm pinching it this way and that way, back and forth. And I just rub it. So that's about it. 12 weeks and I'm feeling really good. There's nothing I feel like I can't do. Now, only time I ever feel any pain in there is when I step on my sock and I pull my foot up to pull my sock off. Like it's still not, like it's getting stretched out. It's the only time I can feel, not pain, but just a little discomfort. The clicking sounds. So you will experience, once your swelling goes down, you start experiencing clunking in your leg. You can actually feel the prosthetic, the 3 metal pieces and the plastic piece kind of bumping around in there. And I can still feel it. Right there.
Oh, I can hear it.
There's no pain there. And as your ligaments tighten up, I understand that might get better as well, but nothing hurts. So, guys, if you're going to get this, I would recommend getting yourself in the best shape you can. Find yourself a good partner like my wife Jill here. She took care of me. Get it done. Start living your life.
I'm so excited we can hike together.
I wasn't able to do that before.
No, you never could do that with me.
The last time we did that was for Mother's Day or something, about
Well, it was a Father's Day.
Father's Day it was like a 7 or 11 mile hike when we went down to Poplar, and I barely made it. I was in tears. It hurt so bad. Today, a little over 4 miles and not a problem at all. So, get it done. Find yourself a good doctor. Get yourself fit. Work on flexion exercises. Get stronger. Work on your cardiovascular system. Work on your diet, and hopefully you'll have the same kind of results I do. So,
yep, we're happy with it. I'm happy that he's happy.
So, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments, and I'll try to answer anything I can. So, take care, guys. We'll see you on the trail next time.
Have a good one. Don't even. Oh, I must have mushroom Swiss. Mushroom Swiss. We have and jalapeno cheddar. There's a jalapeno cheddar. Oh, those are both jalapeno cheddar. It looks like.
Okay.
All right. Am I taking a bite first?
Yep.
All right. Here it goes. That charcoal flavor.
That's a good burger. Catch you on the next one.